Colorado could be heading for a major labor showdown. Workers at the world's largest meat processor may soon walk off the job.
Meanwhile, the forecast for Golden this weekend, 100% chance of furries.
Furries.
The annual Goldens and Golden is back. We're out there live this morning retrieving a preview.
Very well done. Not flurries, furries.
Yep.
And you could consider taking your Super Bowl party outside this weekend. Our Weather Impact team member Jaden Knowles is giving a special Super Bowl forecast. He's also grilling some stuff up in the backyard. Yes. We are excited. Good morning. Happy Friday. As you can tell, we are all wearing red today. It is National Wear Red Day. It's a day to raise awareness for heart disease and in particular for women. Thanks for joining us. I'm Corey Rose.
And I'm Drew Carney. Kate LaSalle on board as well with her red and a heck of a forecast for the weekend.
Oh, you're talking about outdoor grilling this weekend. Yesterday we saw 60s, more the same on tap today.
Bring it.
So it feels nice. We'll be talking about snowpack and lack thereof, and also drought conditions here across the state because we really could use some more moisture in winter weather. But any plans you have out and about, it'll feel really nice. Another beautiful day on tap with a lot of sunshine this morning. Getting you out the door at 5:01. It is mostly clear skies. Temperatures are in the 30s right now. Typically we see lows in the upper teens, so not quite as cold as normal, and it'll also be unseasonably warm. Daytime highs in the 60s with a ridge of high pressure just hanging out over Colorado, keeping us mild and dry through at least Monday. No way we'll see it this weekend, but into early next week, that'll be our next possibility in the mountains, and a rain-snow mix potential across the plains. But nice and dry here across Colorado on this Friday morning. It is cold with teens and 20s in the mountains with 30s across the plains in the metro area. Relatively calm winds. Greeley, a chillier spot, only in the 20s this morning, but no hazardous weather to tell you about. So if you're heading out to Denver International Airport, picking someone up this morning by 9 o'clock, 44 degrees. And that's Denver's average high temperature for this date. Today, 20 degrees above normal, 64 is the expected high, with low to mid 60s across the metro area, eastern plains, 40s and 50s out west. We'll look ahead at this next system. This would arrive Tuesday into Wednesday. We'll be hoping to see that low just get a little bit further to the south in order to pick up some more of that mountain snow. Details still to come in your extended forecast.
Katie, thank you so much. 5:02 is your time for this Friday morning. Getting a live look right now from I-25 in both directions on those south and northbound lanes where traffic volume very, very light. So it's 5:02. Definitely take advantage if this is part of your morning drive. I'm not seeing any slowdowns this morning, but of course, if anything changes throughout the morning, we will keep you updated.
All right, thanks, Brianna. A Colorado funeral homeowner who left nearly 200 bodies to rot will be sentenced today after improperly storing corpses at Return to Nature Funeral Home south of Colorado Springs. 9 News reporter Amanda Gilbert is live with this story for us with more details about the sentencing. Good morning there, Amanda.
Good morning. John Halford now faces between 30 to 50 years in prison. You may remember back in November of 2023, Halford and his then wife were arrested on suspicion of abuse of a corpse, theft, and money laundering. Their funeral home was in Penrose. The Halfords have pled guilty separately after storing almost 200 bodies and sending families fake ashes. This was between 2019 and 2023. Investigators describe finding bodies stacked atop each other in a bug-infested building. Back in December, a judge did accept both Halford's separate plea deals, and this came after a rare move where that judge actually rejected previous deals. So this is a story we will continue to follow today. Reporting live in Denver, Amanda Gilbert, 9 News.
Amanda, thank you. 5 years ago, a man with traumatic brain injury went missing from a care facility in Castle Rock. He hasn't been seen or heard from since, and now that case is being featured on a popular national podcast. Robert Gustache was last seen 5 years ago, leaving his care facility in the Silver Heights area. He was 58 years old at the time of his disappearance. The case is now being covered in the latest Missing Persons podcast, which looks at an estimated 900,000 missing person cases each year. In a post on X, the Douglas County Sheriff's Office said they continue to work on this investigation.
Workers at the state's largest meat processing company, JBS, could soon go on strike. JBS has a facility in Greeley. Earlier this week, 99% of union workers voted to authorize an unfair labor practice strike. That's according to a post by UFCW Local 7, who represents about 3,800 workers at JBS. In a statement, UFCW Local 7 said in part, quote, "We have been bargaining for 8 months, and JBS has prevented us from reaching a contract as a result of their unfair labor practices." They continue to increase chain speeds, they say, and create dangerous working conditions, all while reducing hours for workers. Now, there's no word yet on when the strike will begin. We did reach out to JBS for comment. They said they presented a, quote, comprehensive offer to the union workers and also added, quote, we respect the collective bargaining process and remain hopeful that the local union will choose to move forward with this agreement. You can find both statements on our website at 9news.com.
This week, protesters gathered in Boulder to push CU for change on two issues: immigrant rights and collective bargaining. At one rally, protesters called on the university to cancel its contract with an airline that is used by ICE for deportations. At a Regents meeting, they demanded an end to CU's business with Key Lime Air. The airline flies the CU basketball team around the country and is also used by ICE for deportation flights. Last month, city leaders in Denver voted against a lease for Key Lime Air because of its affiliation with ICE. The lease would have given the airline extra space out at the airport. Yesterday, protesters called on the Regents to follow Denver's lead.
As long as CU Boulder continues to contract with Key Lime, we are all complicit in the sins of ICE.
Maybe it seems to you that it is an ethical policy of neutrality to be disinterested in the other business of your vendors. You need to understand that neutrality is not how it looks to the general public.
CU put out a statement saying in most cases it does not require contracted companies like Key Lime Air to disclose their business partners. We reached out to the airline a few times this week for a statement. We have yet to get a response.
A second protest nearby called on CU to expand collective bargaining rights. Last month, 2 CU regents announced plans for a new policy that, if approved, would extend collective bargaining rights to CU faculty, staff, and student employees. As that's debated, a group called United Campus Workers Colorado is pressing regents to support the plan.
The right to collectively bargain lets us actually sit at the table with the university and negotiate for things that we need, like raises for cost of living, stipend increases for our students, and grievance processes and all kinds of improved working conditions.
The collective bargaining agreement is expected to be formally introduced in March, with a vote by regents coming up in June.
Colorado DMV customers, we want you to plan ahead. Starting next Friday evening, the state is upgrading its DMV system. It will impact all Denver area locations. Online services and DMV kiosks will go offline after 7 p.m. on Friday and remain unavailable until Tuesday, February 17th. All DMV offices will be closed that Monday for President's Day. Denver County DMV offices will stay closed Tuesday and Wednesday for staff training. All Denver DMV offices are expected to reopen on Thursday, the 19th.